I'm live from that one. I gotta fix that. Live, live, live. Hello, everybody. Victor here from VP Homes of Texas, coming to you live from Dallas, Texas. Like I said before, I think last time I discussed it, I'm doing Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube. Trying to go back and figure out what's up, Cindy. Trying to figure out a couple of ways to go back and become more omnipresent for GrowthCon. GrowthCon's around the corner. GrowthCon is a couple of days away, and we're going to go back and try to become a little bit more omnipresent for everybody that who's going to go. Please connect with me, DM me. You can follow me at Victor M. Boulders on Instagram and Facebook. If you want to talk about real estate, you can call me at 817-823-7162. And you can also email me at victorb@vbinvestmentsoftexas.com. Hey guys, let's talk about the subject for today is going to be about mindset. Always trying to go back and be in the right state of mind to go back and to be more familiar, more secure, and more aware of what you're doing. Mindset is going to be very important in your venture of business. If you have a business, if you're going to go back and do it studying, if you're doing going to school, it's all about mindset. Let's go ahead and figure out how to go back and get that fixed, right? Um, Read and learn. That's one of the major things you're able to go back and do whenever you're doing a business owner or you're going to go to school or learning or any type of concept, right? You want to go back and read as much as you can, learn as much as you can. And by doing so, it's always a great idea that I wish I would have known maybe 5 years ago is to have a mentor. Mentorship is always going to go back and finding a person who's already done the work and they can go back and talk you through it. Just whenever you have a issue that you might run into a setback, don't give up. Don't call it a failure. Call it a setback because a failure is when you stop trying and you give it up. A setback is when you go back and find a problem that you haven't found a solution to yet. And that's what a setback is. So let's go ahead and try to change our mindset on how we can go back and find a better way to go back and become successful. A mentor is going to go back and be able to be giving you ideas, advice on what they've done in the past, how they're able to go back and accomplish it, and as well as different different creative thinking. So just keep that in mind. Next things I want to go back and talk to you about is about your goals. Everybody has different goals in life. You want to be financial freedom? Do you want to go back and have more hours in a day to spend with your family? You want to be able to go back and travel a lot more. There's a lot of things you want to go back and on your goals. Without knowing what your goals are, you cannot know where you're heading to. So what I've done, and many of my friends have done, is write their goals down. And for example, this is what I write down. I have 10,000 lots of mobile home parks. I have 10,000 RV and boat storages, meaning doors. I have 10,000 doors in multifamily. I have written 5 books, which is one of my goals I really do want to do. I have written 100 ebooks, and goals that it has to be big goals, guys, so you can go back and have a 10x mentality, right? I have over $1 million in cash to invest at any moment. I am in the best shape of my life, which I am working on it. So from now until then, hopefully I'll be looking like Uncle G. I have my kids working in the business. And that's one of the best things I wanted to go back and do is actually have my kids help me build my business. I want them to go back and find a point in their life they're able to go back and do. What's up, Nicole? Hey, what's up, Mark? I want them to go back and find their own way. But I also want them to be understanding real estate is going to be one of the best ways to go back and become successful. This is how we can go back and build financial growth, financial independence, generational wealth. And this is one of the things I would love to go back and do. The next topic we're going to go back and talk about is about networking. Networking is going to be so super powerful. The reason why is like the people that you surround yourself is going to be. There's an old adage, right, that we have learned. It's like your net worth is your net worth, or your net worth is your net worth, vice versa, right? Because the people you surround yourself is the type of people that you're going to go back and become. There's another adage. It's like you can pick your the five people you hang around the most, and that's what your net worth is going to be. So you're going to be working, hanging out with your friends and everything else. That's great. Some of them are only making 50, 60, maybe a couple hundred, maybe $100,000 a year, and that's where you're going to be having that mentality, right? Because you're working with a scarce mindset. You always have to try to save and everything else. But if you start working with having the mindset of a multimillionaire, you're able to see what they've done to become successful. And one of the things they really do is they go back and um, use their money for investments. As soon as they have some cash flow build up, they're using that chunk of money into the next investment they're able to go back and go into. And you're able, what's up, Tate? Then you're able to go back and use that investment, whatever cash flow, put it into a bucket, let it build up, and use that money to the next investment. So now you have infinite infinity of investment opportunity, because now you're not using your own money anyway, because now you're trickling down and you're just making your money work. And this is how a lot of multimillionaires become multimillionaires. Heck, different levels of there's so many different terminologies that you're able to become very successful. And then that's what Grant Cardone does. It's like he uses his businesses built into a cash fund, use that cash fund into the next deal, and you just go back and cycle that money into it, and then you just build your wealth that way, because now you're using other sources to fund your financial freedom. There he is, Deca Millionaire. Thank you, Cindy. I was getting stuck on that one. Um, Network, that we talked about that. JV and collaboration. That's one of the main things you have to go back and understand. Whenever you go back and work your business and everything else, it's fun. It's figure out who can you go back and JV with, which is JV meaning joint venture or a collaboration. Whenever I do a deal with somebody there. So I don't do deals by myself. The reason why is that it allows me to be able to work on different areas of the business, either due diligence, talking to other investors to try to close the deal, or able to go back and figure out what the next step for me is, for the future, writing an ebook, getting ready for a book, or just trying to go back and go to a conference that's going to come up, just like GrowthCon. So you're able to go back and use other people's talents to your team, which becomes your power team. And once you build your power team, you're able to go back and do a lot more in a smaller amount of time. And you don't want to spread yourself thin, because now you have people who you're able to work with, like Cindy here. Cindy's a member of the Mindset Mafia. She does a lot of items. She does traveling. She does also bookkeeping, CPA work, financial. She's able to go back and do different aspects that if I've decided to do one day to work with her, she can work on the financial side of the business, or she can help me plan for my next trip. There's a lot of things that you're able to do when you go back and JV and collaborate with other team members on your power group. So try to keep that in mind. You don't want to do everything by yourself. And then stream of incomes. And this is another good reason why I like Cindy, because she's using different aspects, different areas of business to feed one on the other. So we actually had a meeting yesterday discussing, and one of the things that she mentions is like how she go back and get more clientele for one business to the other. And it's like the best thing to do is, if you already have a buyer's list or a seller's list, go ahead and utilize that to market, because now you have a second sale. And a lot of people don't understand that the first sale is going to always be the hardest. The second sale is going to be the easiest because they already done business with you. Two, if they enjoyed the experience, that means they're going to be that much more enjoyable when you go back and sell them on the second or the third or the fourth, because now you're building some rapport. And once you build that rapport, you're able to go back and have that trust, have that confidence. You're building yourself up for the next uh, sale. So try to keep that in mind, guys. Um, if you don't know who I am, I'm sorry. I take full responsibility. My name is Victor. I am a real estate investor here at DFW. I've also helped. I am also an international real estate investor. I have done a deal in Canada, believe it or not, even though it's just up the border. Hey, it's a win for me. It was a time that I met a gentleman named by Josh Martin. He is the founder of Mindset Mafia. We have been collaborating on deals, and then one day he brought a deal to me, talked about it, looked at the numbers, made sense, boom. And that's how you do a deal, and that's how you do collaboration. And this is how exactly everybody wins. And whenever you go back and have those small wins, guys, go ahead and take the time to celebrate it for that time, because it's something you have done and you want to celebrate it. Those small wins starts building up your confidence. And once you start building up your confidence, you're able to go back and be able to do something that you're fearful with, right? You're able to get out of your shell. You're able to go back and become more risk taking. And when you start taking those risks, you start building your empire little by little, stacking your money for the next deal, and then reinvest it into yourself or reinvest that into a investment opportunity. And that's where we go back into the network. I recently went back and met. It was an open house in Dallas. Uh, it was part of my RIA, the big dogs, and believe it or not, I almost forgot all about it until my calendar told me about it. So I got ready and left. I got there a little late. Traffic was awful, but I'm glad I went to. The reason why I met this great guy named Jay, what he does, he is a um, defense contractor, which is pretty exciting, right? Always dealing with people and everything else. He also is a fundraiser and an investor. So by talking to this gentleman, which I met once before, but it was very brief because I didn't have time to go back and talk to everybody. We were at a 1 year anniversary party for one of my mentors, where my daughter's working at, and we connected, but we didn't connect. So the stars aligned, and I was able to connect with him that evening, that Saturday. And then I started finding out more about him, what he's able to do, what he does for a living. And let me tell you, the opportunities that he's able to provide for me, for my business, for my family, it's going to be very interesting. I am going to have a meeting with the owner and creator of this investment venture, and see what it is. He sent me some of the information. It is a great opportunity. It's in the medical field, and as you know, once you go back, and you don't just go back and trust somebody, you got to do your due diligence. It's trust but verify. You want to make sure that the numbers are right. Look at it. Make sure it's not like a Ponzi scheme or anything like that, guys. But do your due diligence. Talk about it. See and touch and feel it. See what how it's supposed to work, and then decide whether or not to do it. So, with that being said, I'll give y'all more information as time allows. So, guys, if you have any questions, please let me know. Comment, email me, DM me, text me, whatever you can do, smoke signals or whatever you can do, I will reply. And we can go back and make a Zoom call, or we can do a live. I'll bring you on stage, and then we can discuss it a little bit more. Victor here from VB Homes of Texas, coming to you live from Dallas, Texas. Thank you very much. If you have any questions, like I said, please let me know. I appreciate your time. See you at GrowthCon. Bye.